Canceled. Captain, I'm giving you all I got. What up? What factor 9 for G-Sake? We're breaking out. Come in, my next guest. William, thank God for syndication, Shatner. How's it going, stud throb?
This is so weird.
Not half as weird as talking to one of my favorite heroes, Bill Shatner. Well, Bill, how do you account for all those T.J. Hooker fan clubs, T.J. Hooker conventions, fans who stay up late memorizing dialogue from episodes of Star Trek and T.J. Hooker and stuff? Huh? I'm wearing my T.J. Hooker ears.
You're crazy. This is so insane. I'm talking to a television set. I mean, what would happen if I changed channels?
Tough luck, I'm syndicated. Bill, what do you think of this? Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, has been quoted as saying,
Yes.
"My show was a vision of the future whose time had come. It would have succeeded without William Shatner as Kirk or Leonard Nimoy as Spock. We could have had Jack Benny and Buddy Hackett as Kirk and Spock."
He's as crazy as you are.
I made that up. He never said that.
He never said that? You made that up?
Yeah.
I'm a guest on your show, and you made that up?
I love the way you have your collar done up like that.
I love it.
It keeps the ducktail up, doesn't it?
I love the way you have your badge. It's upside down.
Is it upside down?
Yes, turn it around.
That's because I'm coming back to Earth as opposed to going up to Venus.
Strange guy.
Whenever you've had the opportunity
Yes.
to do comedy, you've always demonstrated a flair for it. Do you regret not having done more of it?
I had hoped to do some here.
You're doing a pretty damn good job. You love horses, which is understandable. You also have quite an affection for Doberman pinschers. So what's the attraction to this vicious, psychotic animal?
The Doberman, you mean?
Yeah.
Or you certainly didn't mean the horse. Well, the Doberman is a much maligned dog. It's gotten bad publicity by biting people.
Most of us recall, with great pleasure, the episode on the planet Catala 4 when Kirk, in order to help Mab defeat Cross and allow Ellen to give and live and give birth to a beautiful son, was forced into attacking the Klingons with bows and arrows.
My favorite episode.
You remember it?
No, but it sounds like my favorite.
Coincidentally, William Shatner has a tremendous interest in archery. He really does. Does that interest date from that series episode? And do you keep in touch with Mab, Ellen, and her son?
There is a real choice here. Should I answer that question seriously?
Yeah, shoot.
Or shall I shoot an arrow and make a point?
Beam me up, Scotty.
He's disappeared and left me hanging. I don't know what to do now. Hello, Max?
Just a joke, Bill.
I'm trying to appreciate it, Max.
But it brings up an interesting question about beaming, doesn't it? I mean, wouldn't it be nice if we could use it in certain situations?
Like now, you mean?
Now, given that you played the lead on a TV show taking place in the future, how do you feel about the Star Wars defense system?
Seriously. Yeah. It'll never work.
Really? How come?
Max, believe me when I tell you. Give it to education.
William Shatner, you've talked about being a vegetarian and you've mentioned your love for animals. Picture this. You're stranded on a desert island. Your only companions, a horse, a whale, and a Doberman Pinscher. Your hunger knows no bounds. Which do you eat first?
Oh, Max. Let's see, the Chinese would choose the dog.
No.
The Japanese would choose the whale.
No.
And,
What are you left with?
The horse's ass, right.
Thanks for not screening our calls. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. William Shatner. Well, I've been doing it for about 10 years now, I guess. Acting the main part in confession interviews on TV. I suppose you could say I'm a professional silhouette. I haven't always done this. I started out in movies. Same kind of thing, I guess. But in those days, I did a lot of shadow on the wall, shape in the doorway work. I did some great stuff. I was the black outline on the blind in Jack the Ripper Strikes Again. I don't know if you remember that. And I suppose my most famous role was the figure behind the shower curtain in Psycho. Beep, 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 beep. That was a good one. Those were great days. People still recognize me under street lamps and ask me about that scene, funnily enough. Then suddenly...
Max, excuse me, if you could, Max, yeah. I tell you what, Max, could you describe yourself for us? Just tell the folks a little bit about what you are, what you do.
It's a little sticky. I think I had a soggy dream, big fella. There's oil everywhere.
So,
big fella,
yeah.
I suppose I see myself as witty,
Witty,
urbane,
yeah.
highly talented, hugely successful with a keen sense of style. Plus, of course, my own special brand of modesty. What? Help, I'm cramped!
You say you're cramped. Okay. Why don't you, somebody's playing with your tie out here, Max. Why don't you tell us about how you look and how you dress there? Is there something interesting we ought to know about your look, your appearance?
Ah, big fella, you've touched a sore terminal there, Davy Doo.
Uh-huh.
Clothes! Well, for me, it's the old bell-bottom golf slacks and tasteful bright checks. Like those in the book on your last show last night.
Uh-huh.
But I prefer them in 100% nylon. I like a lot of static around my lower parts, Davy Doo.
Yeah.
I like the exciting feeling that if you cross your legs too quickly, you might just fuse all the lights.
Uh-huh. And what can you tell us about your name, Max Headroom? Does that mean anything other than just a name?
A daffodil by any other name, I think Oscar Wilde said, wasn't it? Can I tell you a story, Dave?
Yes.
Let's talk. You see, Dave, I was driving along in my swagger limo before Grace got her little paws on it. In fact, it's been specially adapted, pour little old bois, with reverse tinted windows. That means I cannot see my public, but they can see me. I do so hate seeing ordinary people getting wet in the rain. Anyway, I was driving along one day and suddenly one of my fans shouted, "Hey, there's Max Headroom," and it kind of stuck.
And
caress me with your applause.
It kind of stuck, is what you're saying then. Yeah. And you know, this may be a sensitive area, but it seems to me that you have I don't know, kind of a slight speech, you know, you have an interesting speech pattern there. Kind of a stutter, I guess.
Touching on. There he is. Why don't you ever stand up? Is it because you've caught a vital organ in the top drawer? Stutter! Isn't that a rather harsh way, Davy Doo, to describe a slight verbal hesitancy? I mean, come on, big fellow, we all have our hereditary idiosyncrasies, and mine's been able to say long words without stuttering. And, As for holding me back is concerned, well, I'm sitting here now, aren't I? What do you think?
Yeah. You're doing a darn fine job of it.
Lassie, come home! I want to have your puppies! I love her little. You, Dave?
I tell you what, why don't you tell the folks about your new American television show, Max?
Must we?
Well, yeah, why don't you just...
Okay, what the heck. My new show has everything, Davy Dill. It's got your quizzes. It's got your songs. It's got your videos. It's got your clam sauce. It's got your advice spots. It's got your big celebrity interviews with... Well, I'm not a name dropper, but Michael Caine, mate. But best of all, it's got little old swagger. Me. And I do off-the-cuff comedy. I do links. Basically, I do a lot of cufflinks. Comedy, I can't keep it in! That's great! It oozes out of every computer-generated bar! Stop the flood.
Yeah. Can I ask you one other question? Do you have a...
Sure, I'll go out on a date with you.
Do you have a... You don't happen to have a plate in your head, do you?
I got a full set of china.
All right, now, Max, I understand that one of your other loves is music, and am I correct in assuming you've prepared a little song for us tonight?
Ooh, who's been digging around the garden of gossip and coming up with a couple of weeds? I wish I just had some of the music and videos from my show so I could play them to you right here, and if it was in my hands, I would, but I haven't got them. Hands, that is. Stop me! Stop me down! Stop me, buddy! Stop me down! Actually, I'm a swagger, classical man myself. Mozart, he's my tip for the top. But, you know, there's not one bar of Mozart that I can't whistle. Maybe there is. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's the one. But in the biz, Dave, our biz, I'm seen as a musicione.
Okay, so now do we have... Does all this mean we have a little song coming or not, Max? Yeah. Okay.
Losing his PA on the floor.
We can't hear you out here, Max. Try it again.
Shave?
There you go.
You there?
Yeah, Max, I got you now.
Okay. Give me a flat F. Shave!
Yeah, Max.
Not yet!
Ah.
Shave!
Yeah.
No. It's been a great show. We're sorry that it's through. Goodbye is such a sad word. So let's just say adieu. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Max Headroom. Thank you, Max. We appreciate your stopping by. All right, we'll do a commercial, and then we'll be back with... Or is she here? Well, maybe we'll be back with... He is a new spokesman for Coca-Cola. He is also the host of his own television program on Cinemax, and he's one of the